But I have individual box on this Zoom meeting. Michael, who is Michael?
Judge, that would be my client, Mr. Irby.
I just wanted to make sure to clarify that, and thank you for joining with video, Mr. Irby. I also have someone, Dr. Justin Spees.
A frequent recurrence to fundamental principles is necessary. This is a fundamental principle. When the state is accusing a citizen of a crime against the state can't take the defendant to trial in its own court. That would be a conflict of interest. It has to take it to a neutral court. It says that a frequent recurrence to fundamental principles is necessary for a free state. For a free state. To fundamental principles is necessary for a free state. Principles for a free state. It's necessary. Principles for a free state. It's necessary for a free state.
How you feel about re-election? Go away from me. Get away from me. I don't need your help. Go away.
Okay.
You've been the rudest person to me in the past. You can just leave me alone. How do you feel about re-election? You think you're actually going to get re-elected?
Whatever. And that's just, again, the only issue is,
No.
were you conducting an automobile and was your license suspended? And that's it. That's what this case is all about.
An automobile is different from a motor vehicle, and I believe the statute refers to motor vehicles. Motor vehicle.
Yeah, motor vehicles encompass a lot of things. A motor vehicle can be a motorcycle, it can be an automobile, it can be so. And I think that that's generally pretty accepted that an automobile is a motor vehicle.
No, a motor vehicle.
I believe that it is.
A motor vehicle.
Unless it runs by. I'm sorry, unless it's the Flintstones where they just run on the ground, then that's not a motor vehicle. But I'm joking. Perhaps I shouldn't be.
A motor vehicle.
Perhaps that was the best thing you could have done, Judge. Now, I want everybody to, while I'm breaking the rest of this video down, I want y'all to think about if the judge is right and the Flintstones isn't a motor vehicle, or the other guy is right. Well, he didn't really say anything, but you know what his thought is. But anyways, just think about what a motor vehicle is throughout this, right? And then at the end, I'll tell you what a motor vehicle really is.
I don't know.
Well, I doubt everybody's going to continue to talk to you like a 5-year-old like you're wanting to. I mean, I'm sure you've gotten the news lately, haven't you? I don't think that stuff's going to stand. You don't have any comments about that?
I just want to be clear. You have no intention of harming me, right? Like physically.
Why would you ask me a question like that?
You are so aggressive with me. I just want to be clear. Your intention.
Wait a minute. This aggressive? What the hell? Look at this. Have you ever went and talked to people in public, like 5 different people in a row, and them all put their hands right in your face? That's kind of weird. I don't know. It seems like they're the ones that are being aggressive, or at least trying to elicit a response, like smacking their fucking hands. I'd have smacked him in the face. I don't give a fuck.
Pretty aggressive with
Right?
me. Are you intending to harm me?
I'm not. So we have an understanding
What understanding?
that you do not intend to hurt me.
My goodness, look at you shake.
I have an essential tremor. So I actually have a medical condition, but thank you for pointing it out.
Okay.
Sorry, could you back away from me now?
First of all, she's lying, and she looks like she wants to punch you, but she said, I have an essential tremor. So what? I have a medical condition. Ha 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 ha. Like, okay, first of all, I am very, very familiar with this disorder. People normally mistake the symptoms of essential tremor with Parkinson's, right? But they're actually the exact opposite, right? And as far as essential tremor will hit somebody normally over the age of 65, for the most part, if it's neurological now. But there's a lot of other causes of it. It's not just neurological. It's not just a medical condition. Literally, having too much caffeine can give you essential tremor, and it's not an essential tremor. It's not like a thing. It's essential tremor. It's just it's a reaction to like something, or a reaction to nothing. For example, if you're withdrawing from drugs, like some kind of strong drug that you were on, you can get essential tremor from having withdrawals. So she could be coming down off drugs, like, you know what I'm saying? So also too, let me tell you the clues here. First of all, well, let me rewind it for a minute.
Not everybody's going to continue to talk to you like a 5-year-old like you're wanting.
Okay, so the way she's presenting these symptoms are backwards, right? So it's the opposite of Parkinson's. Like whenever you focus, if you have Parkinson's, whenever you focus on doing something, your tremors slow down, and if you focus hard enough, can even stop, right? It's the exact opposite with essential tremor. Her hands at rest won't show, but when she goes to do something, like right with a pen or tattoo gun, or, well, I just have a friend, but or do something with her hand, move a drink or something, then it'll get worse, right? It'll start shaking, but it'll be a rhythmic type shaking, not just like a, you know, I'm a fucking crazy old lady shake. And so it would have to be when she's doing something, right? So when her hands are at rest, it wouldn't show as much, right? Also, too, just look how deliberately she puts that one hand right in front of the camera, or whatever, your face, whatever it is, and it deliberately puts herself and uses her hands to talk, right? And then once she gets that hand right in front, then it starts shaking. See, that is considered a hand at rest. It's not actually focusing on doing anything except say there would be no reason for it to shake then. And also, too, it happens a second time when it's down by her side at rest and not doing anything. So it's a rhythmic shaking, right? Or a rhythmic thing that should be happening. And so what's incriminating is right here, what she starts doing with her thumbs is a very fluid, focused motion. And then at some points right there, it's kind of chaotic because she stops and goes backwards and blah, blah, blah. And then here's the even worse part. Right here when she pokes herself, like right there, okay, that is the sign of somebody who's like a self-mutilator, like digging her nail into her skin like that. She has to feel that pain real quick because she's like letting off a little bit of steam. She has to feel that pain. She's mad right now because of what you said. And she has to feel that pain, so she you know what I mean? That is the sign of somebody who literally cuts themselves, dude. This chick does have mental problems, for sure. Also, too, look how she's making her hands like the center of attention. You know what I mean? Most people who have had this, if it's a medical disease, like she said, and it's been like it's a mental disease, not something brought on by too much caffeine or something, then she would just by default be like conditioned not to talk with her hands. Like she wouldn't be so. She's really making it a point to have her hands up in front. You know what I mean? Up in the front, in the foreground. You know what I mean? And people who have this disease, especially if it is mental and they've had it a while, they just it's a habit they don't.
Are you
They just don't
intending to harm me?
is talking with their hands like that.
What
And also too,
understanding?
That you do not
most of them
intend to
don't
My
own
goodness,
button-up
look at you
shirts, dude.
shake.
It's just too much of a pain in the ass to button up their shirt. And the way she said that, the way she laughed out essential tremor, some people that's a tell. That's her dishonesty tell for sure. Because most people that have something like that, for me, like for example, I have something wrong with my back, right? I never, ever talk about it. Even if somebody notices it and sees that something's not right, like I will deflect. Like I won't say nothing about it, especially name the medical condition. You know what I mean? It's an L1 and L5 spinal compression fracture. But either way, it would never be an excuse, and it would never be something that I just offered up to somebody especially if they noticed it. Plus the fact that she feels the need to specifically express that it's a medical condition right after she names a medical condition is just odd to me, right? So it kind of makes me think she's on drugs or getting off drugs, or just doesn't have the drugs that she needs, which are like benzodiazepines. Like bro, and that's the other thing too. It's super duper treatable. There is numerous medications. Botox is a treatment for it. Drinking wine is a treatment for it. And these are treatments. These aren't like, anyway, there's no reason for her to be presenting any symptoms with as many treatments as there are. And for that matter, if she was presenting or if she has had this, if it has been a medical condition and not brought on by drugs or something, or lack of drugs, then she would be so frustrated with button-up shirts. She wouldn't, put it this way, she wouldn't let alone have a button-up shirt on. She wouldn't own any, right? Because it would be frustrating as shit to button all those, dude. And she did this morning, obviously just fine, but now she's showing symptoms or whatever. No, fuck no, dude. There's no way. Like, anyway, and look, she's popping her knuckles. That's the sign of somebody who's obsessive compulsive. Like, that is somebody who is angry, obsessive, and compulsive. Like, she wants to punch you right now. Like she's just angered by your presence. Like, that is a personal issue. There's nothing that behavior that you have or nothing that you did to her personally. You know what I mean? that made her that way. Like, or made her. I don't know. And then look, she did it right there too. Watch her eyeball this cup right here, and then go for it. Right? She should be shaking right before she gets to it, and as soon as she grabs it, but she's perfectly still. Look. Oh nope. And then does something else, and then as she's bringing her hand back, she fakes the little shake right when her hand's doing nothing, right? But it would be, the symptoms would be showing when she's touching something or doing something. Like right here, look. Cheeky, cheeky, cheeky. Come on, lady. Here's what I think happened. I think she read this. Tremor is a shaky movement of your hand, limbs, head, or voice that you can. Sometimes tremor is a normal reaction to a situation such as fear, fatigue, or anger, right? I think she read that and she was like, oh, I can just make my hand shake and then I can prove that I was afraid of him. You know what I mean? That's what I think. But then she didn't read any further and read all this. That it can also be a side effect of too much caffeine, medication, or withdrawal from a drug or medicine. They occur during activities where there is no anatomic, emotional, or chemical cause. Then it is a neurological disease. But again, yeah, I think she's going to try to use that as a way to show her fear of you or whatever. But the fact is, the fact that the shaking presented in the from an emotional stressor or whatever proves that it's not a medical disease, because to accurately show if it's a medical disease, that it would have to be an absence of the emotional and drug and whatever anatomic. It would have to be with no other things involved. So the fact that she's shaking shows that it's not, either she lied about herself having a medical disease or she's lying about the fear. So either way, she put her foot in her mouth and she's dumb. She wouldn't own a button-up shirt. I mean, that'll tell you right there, dude. Like, nobody with that disease that has lived with it that long, or it has it as a medical disease, owns a button-up shirt. They just don't.
Sometimes suffer because of your behavior.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Just checking in.
So my constitutional behavior caused my business to suffer.
Yes. Breakdown number 2, the word behavior. Okay. First of all, your behavior can't do anything, right? Your behavior is not your actual actions, right? So human behavior is a range of mental, physical, and social actions humans exhibit in response to stimuli. So literally, you're responding to what is in front of you, right? So if you have bad language, that's a response to somebody, you know what I mean? To somebody who deserves bad language. It's a response. Like, it's not, your behavior is not 100% calculated, whatever. It's not 100% yours, dude. It is a response to the shit around you. You know what I mean? So if your behavior is bad and whatever they say it is, they are half of whatever behavior they say is bad is half their fault. For example, if you're following somebody, it's probably because you were in a conversation with them and it's socially unacceptable to just turn around and walk away from somebody, so that other somebody in response takes a couple steps to continue their thought and keep talking to them, you know? So, and they know this, and that's why the only thing they have on you is your behaviors are just a response, a direct response, and probably a socially proper response, like finishing your sentence or getting an answer, or, you know what I mean?
Got it. Shannon, how about you?
Yeah.
You think that ban's going to stand?
I'm glad you're here to listen to what we have to say as well.
Got it. Shannon, how about you?
Yeah.
You think that ban's going to stand?
I'm glad you're here to listen to what we have to say as part of the forum, and that's
Well,
all the more that we have to talk
That's
about
okay.
today.
I mean,
Thank you.
you're able to be asked questions. You're a candidate for public office. I'm just curious if you're aware of the damages that you guys have caused to me and my business.
As I said, Mr. Roddy, you can
That's
stay
not
and
how my
listen.
name is pronounced.
You can stay and listen to the
I think
forum,
you can-
and that's all I have to say.
I think you
See
can
Mr.
learn how my name is pronounced if you ever expect to get a vote. You need to know how to pronounce your constituents' names. My name's been said in the news. Do you not know how to pronounce it?
I have nothing else to add to the conversation at this time. Thank you.
Don't you think that's disrespectful as a candidate to address your constituents with the wrong name?
So, we'll see you. Thank you.
Wow, look how close she gets to me. If I got that close, I'd be arrested.
Oh, look, she pulled the walking away thing. Like I said, man, they only know one trick, dude, or two tricks or whatever. Besides, they deal with kids all day. Think about it. These people are retarded. Half of them deal with kids, and the other half of them are bosses in their respective field, in quotations. So when you're somebody's boss, or like you're the boss, everybody that's around you is trying to please you, or, you know what I mean, is look for some kind of direction or answer, or just listens to you, just, you know, I'm doing my job or whatever. And then if you're a kid, of course you're like that, you know what I mean? You're even easier to fucking, their behavior is molded around that. They think that they can control the situation by acting like a child, basically, you know what I mean? Or, you know, not like how this guy is. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, this conversation, I feel so bad for this guy. He really thinks like it's okay to just be a douche.
You're a candidate for office. I mean, this is relevant to whether I vote for you or not. Because, I mean, your permanent ban has done harm, like real financial harm to me. You're aware that I own a business in town, right? No, you weren't?
I wasn't aware.
I do own a business in town that occasionally does business on school district property. And because of my attendance at a few meetings, I got permanently banned, trespassed by you actually. And I can't go on any district property because I went to a couple meetings. And that's had some negative impact on me. So I'm asking if you guys want to reconsider the ban from all district property.
Well, that's something that I would have to talk to the rest of the board about.
Well, I would strongly consider you doing that because none of my activities at any school district property, especially at any place other than the school board, have ever been in question as far as legal or anything like that. I realize that you guys have problems with my speech, but when you go so far as to ban me from all school district property, thus doing harm to my business.
Oh, I understand your concern. I really do. It's something that I will bring up at a board.
I would strongly encourage that be corrected as soon as possible because the damages are already mounting up.
Yeah, like I say, I'm not aware of your business because I don't have.
Well, see, that's the thing. You know, as voters out here, we're responsible to be aware, but you guys treat us legally and trespass us and the things that you guys have done, and you don't know anything about us. And before you guys trespass me from all school district property, you might have wanted to realize that I had a business that would suffer as a result of that decision that was not a part of anything.
Got him.
Well, there are two sides to that, Michael. The reality for me is what you need to remember when you are following people.
Ah, yes, the old when you were doing this. I love it when somebody starts a sentence off like that. It's so easy to pick apart because instead of like having a conversation and building up and coming to like a, not an agreement, but just like a mutual understanding of this happened, you know, like the general, I guess, building blocks of a conversation. It assumes everything in the beginning, right? And it puts all the cards in your hand because, like, for example, like if I started a sentence off like, when you were beating the shit out of your brother yesterday, like, you know what I mean? You've already assumed so many things, like, so you can't go back on any of those things and you can't unassume them. You know what I mean? You've already said it. Like you didn't know that was my brother. We just look alike because we're white. What are you, racist? Like, how do you know we weren't sparring? How do you know we're not in a fight club together? You know what I'm saying? How do you know it was adversarial? And how do you know that I won the fight? I didn't beat the shit out of him. He beat the shit out of me. Like, why? What time was it last night? 5:30. What were you doing there at 5:30 when you weren't supposed to be there? Like, you know, like all those things. Like, I don't know. There's just so many things you can't change once you start a sentence like that, right? The reason this is such a good trick for lawyers is because they normally do this in a trial where there's so many mechanisms for the other person not to answer them. You know what I mean? In fact, it's most of the time a sentence starts like that. It's just an accusation and the person doesn't get to answer them, or it's behind closed doors or in front of a judge that you're not there to be in front of either. So anyways, it's just a dumb lawyer trick. But in a real conversation like this, man to man, it's impossible to win like any kind of or gain any ground after you open like that.
It's not up to you. Your intent is not what the issue becomes. When someone feels uncomfortable or they feel threatened by you, it doesn't have to be your intent.
Whoa, what? Yes, it does. It not only has to be the intent, but it has to actually happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't just feel threatened. Like, you actually have to be threatened and feel threatened and feel, you know, another emotion on top of that, scared, whatever. Again, I'm not sure if he's talking about legally, if he thinks this is the legal standard or whatever, but I have read, and again, just like the council meetings or whatever, how they put the what's it called, their authority for whatever, they're supposed to have a statute under whatever directions they have or whatever, and it ends up that whatever they're using is just a reference to nothing. I think what he's referencing is some kind of employee manual, because I've read a lot of employee policies where it's like, no matter what, even if you're not guilty of this, if you make somebody feel uncomfortable, then, you know what I mean, you're both fired or something like that. I've seen employee policies like that, but definitely not the law in any way. So I think he's referring to maybe a policy that the school has or whatever. But again, just like the government thing, it is only for other employees, not
all it has to be is they feel that way.
Okay, but
you just said all it has to be is they feel that way. What the fuck? See, this is what I'm talking about, man. I cannot understand how these people think like this. This is absolutely just retarded. It's retarded.
So my suggestion.
Here's the problem, Bob. Your intent does not criminalize me.
No,
my
your
intent and your
nothing to do
I'm
with
sorry, I misphrased that. My intent is what would criminalize me. Your feelings don't do that.
No. On a issue around threat, your intent is not the issue.
What kind of a threat did I ever pose?
Michael, the reality is I have no problem
What kind of a
bringing up
threat did I pose? You brought up threat. What kind of a threat did I pose?
What you did, and what I saw you do, was the board president kept telling you, get away from me, stay away from me, don't come close to me. And you kept right on her, following her. And if you didn't do that and I saw something wrong, I'm willing to admit it, but you did it.
Okay, so
at that point,
walking behind the school board president asking her questions is something that can get me criminalized?
What can get you criminalized is if she's telling you, stay away from me, don't follow me, get away from me.
How often do reporters get told, leave me alone, don't follow me, leave me alone?
You're not a reporter.
Okay.
You can stack whatever you want. Well,
so that's what this is based on. You've decided that I'm not press.
I'm not deciding
I'm not press.
Anything.
You just said I'm not a reporter.
I didn't know that
I'm
you
not
were
press.
a reporter.
I'm not press at all, right?
I don't know what you are.
Ironic, because 25 seconds ago, we didn't know what you were, and now we know everything. In fact, Michael now knows so much about you and the women he was just talking to that he's going to be able to play-by-play call the rest of what happens during this meeting, right? Yeah, but as far as getting the cops called and the cops coming and doing absolutely nothing, and yeah, anyways, that's funny how that works, right?
It doesn't matter.
But you do realize that like Fox News and CNN.
Oh, look, he's got tremors too, or Bell's palsy, or whatever the fuck they're look at it. Watch his hand, dude. These people are just retarded, dude. They are retarded. Look, his hand's still. Well, it's frozen, but anyway, look. Watch.
And they follow
Still
people and ask questions all the time.
Shaky, right now. It's still. Oh god, they all got together and talked about this, dude. Look. Oh, this is silly, dude.
That'll be it. Okay? You asked me to tell you, I'll just tell you what I'm willing to do.
We'll see. I got a feeling Kelly's called the police, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh, I don't think Kelly would have the authority to call the
Yeah,
police out here.
actually watch what's
did
going to
you do?
happen. No, nothing. I didn't do anything. I'm telling you, Bob, that Kelly got her feelings hurt because Justin and I are here, and I'm telling you that the police are going to show up. Watch.
Oh, okay.
Just like a
I don't
minute
know
ago
about
when
that.
you would I. Are you accusing me of a crime? Well, get the fuck away from me then.
We have data. I was a school administrator.
We're saying that
Yeah,
you
I don't know about that. What I do know at this point.
Well, get the fuck away from me then.
We have data. I was a school administrator.
As I told you, I'm interested to talk to the board president and see what he's willing to consider.
Well,
but at this point, the district has made that decision.
Well, actually, the district didn't make that decision.
No.
Kelly Jones made that decision along with Janice Swift trying to protect her feelings.
Well,
let's be honest, Bob. Have you felt threatened at all right here? Have you honestly felt physically threatened by me right here?
Standing here? Nah, I don't feel threatened.
Okay.
No.
And have you ever felt physically threatened by me at a school board meeting? Like that I was going to personally hurt you or another school board member?
There are times when your behavior was.
Okay, I can accept that you disagree with some of the things that I say and that I raise my voice.
I don't.
But how often do reporters get told, "Leave me alone, don't follow me, leave me alone"?
You're not a reporter.
Watch what's going to happen. No, nothing. I didn't do anything. I'm telling you.
It's so funny they talk about, well, your behavior, Michael. Like, their behavior is so predictable that whenever you are saying what you think is going to happen in the future, it's so convincing that he actually thinks for a second that you're making it happen. That's how crazy these people are.
I'm telling you, Bob, that Kelly got her feelings hurt because Justin and I are here, and I'm telling you that the police are going to show up. Watch.
Oh, okay.
Just like a minute ago when you were saying that.
Yeah, I don't know about that. What I
trigger words for conflict around the state, around the federal, government, the state house, everywhere else. So I think there's a couple of things that we do really well. I think that we are fortunate to have a board that has codified processes and capabilities into our district policy.
So at the beginning, I was talking to Mr. Robbie here, just to let him know that this was a public forum and we were not going to engage in public meetings. And after 3 times saying, "Can I help you?" and I repeated my directions to him, he said, "Get the fuck away from me." And so that alarms me about his behavior. And he just sees that he really is going up to the candidates and asking questions that were making them uncomfortable. So I gave the non-emergency number a call. This time it's peaceful. But
it's been a while since I talked to a guy.
I just wanted to alert people that we're having a couple
all walks of life. Lauren's had
we expect civil behavior.
I think that we can do a better job of raising our families, especially students that haven't typically pursued that field or families that haven't typically pursued that field. I think that would be an awesome way to home grow the idea of equity and belonging within our school district.
Why would I?
In terms of
Are you accusing me of a crime?
Then get the fuck away from me, brah. What the fuck? I love it. Anyhow, so who thinks the judge in the beginning was right about the Fred Flintstone thing? All right, remember he said
An automobile is different from a motor vehicle, and I believe the statute refers to motor vehicles. Motor vehicle.
Yeah, and motor vehicles encompass a lot of things. A motor vehicle can be a motorcycle, it can be an automobile, it can be so. And I think that that's generally pretty accepted that an automobile is a motor vehicle.
No, a motor vehicle.
I believe that it is.
A motor vehicle.
Unless it runs by, unless it's the Flintstones where they just run on the ground, then it's not a motor vehicle. But
okay, the judge is wrong in both respects. So he just said, unless it's like Flintstones, then it's not a motor vehicle. No, that is actually the definition of a motor vehicle. And this part where he said,
automobile is a motor vehicle.
Technically, it's not. Okay, so where everybody's getting confused is the word motor. The word motor has nothing to do with an engine. It has nothing to do with gasoline powered or electric. Now, some people say, or actually I've never heard anybody say this, but I know this to be true, that your motor functions are, you know, like walking, talking, being able to move your muscles and stuff. But where the word motor comes from, and this, see, everybody would search this. And they would come up with something like this, right? A machine, especially powered by electricity, internal combustion that supplies motive power for a vehicle or for some other device with moving parts, right? Giving, impairing, or producing motion or action, imparting, whatever. But see, here's the thing. Motor is actually a medical term for a body part. Oh, if you just type in the medical one, it'll say this, you know, anything that refers to causes movement body parts such as muscles, limbs, or other structures. It's actually a neuron. It's a motor neuron. It's a part of your brain, right? And so that's where the word motor comes from. And everybody assumes that it's an engine or something like that, only because an electric engine is like a motor with all the wraps around it and stuff. So anyhow, that's where it comes from. Now, the function of walking, right, is using your motor function to move a vehicle, right? And a vehicle is simply a thing that transports something, goods or passengers, to somewhere else. It's just literally just a thing. A thing used for transporting people or goods, especially on land, such as a car, truck, or cart. You see what I'm saying? So, this is a motor vehicle. This is the definition of a motor vehicle, and it has been since the 1600s when there was a high demand for public transportation. So here, I just want you to notice all these terms like vehicles and passengers and transportation, right? They're pedicabs, they're human-pulled rickshaws that emerged in the 19th century. Look, originally two-wheeled man-powered carriage, a rickshaw pulled by a person on a bicycle. The rickshaw, it's a small vehicle originally from Japan used to carry passengers, with early models being two-wheeled and pulled by a person on foot. The word comes from the Japanese blah, meaning human-powered vehicle. So it's an original form of a two-wheeled cart pulled by a person running or walking, sort of driven by a person pedaling a bicycle, often with a passenger seat. Cultural they serve as a mode of transportation, particularly for tourists in the area with heavy traffic. Auto rickshaws are iconic and internal part of everyday life in Africa, Asia, blah, 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 blah. Were invented in France in the late 17th century to fulfill, along with other types of carriages, such as cattle and blah, 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 a demand for public transportation. Anyhow, long story short, they're right, man. Vehicle, transportation, passenger, these are all terms that mean moving somebody or something around for commerce, for your job, you know what I mean, to get paid for. Like, dude, these sovereign citizens are right. Most of them can't explain it, and I hope they don't see this, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? But they're right. For 350 years, that's how it's been, man. Motor vehicles are used for commerce, and they're used to carry passengers, and they're used to drive down the road carrying passengers for money. You know what I mean? That's crazy, right? I never thought I'd say that, but the sob sits are right.